Hello viewers and welcome back to the Emerald Enclave, where we are playing the HermitPack modded Hermit mod pack for Minecraft 1.10. I'm never going to get that completely right. It is night out. We have our... I don't want that. I want this. We have our Santa hat on. How come I can't right-click? Oh my gosh. Shift all the things. Let's switch to the F5. Yeah. That's a pretty crazy Santa hat, I think. Anywho, Dolan mentioned in his video how he's got a Santa hat in his other mod pack, but not this one. I think that's the one, Dolan. I think you're wrong. Hashtag blame Dolan again. And as I was spooling up this video, I was looking in here, and I noticed, oh my gosh, look at all these different armors. Now, these ones are blood magic, and I'm really not interested in blood magic. I'm sorry, I'm not. But these are Botania, and you can sure as heck know that we're gonna make, well, at least this one. I don't need the attachments. I like the jetpack attachment plate. Looks like a roll of duct tape. Because I don't think these are going to look different. And mana steel ingot. I could make this. Okay, but we're not going to because that's not on the docket. Yeah, we have a plan. The first thing I want to focus on is not this and not this. And to be honest, this might even be next episode. We're going to look at this. Food. We want good food. Cooking for blockheads. This is a separate mod. This is the no filter edition. So there's 3 books here. This shows you all the food that you can make with stuff that is in your inventory currently. This apparently can actually craft the food for you with things that you have in your inventory. And this just shows you all the food. And this is perfect because we're asking the question, which food do I want to make? Which food is the best? And so we can sort this by name, we can sort it by hunger restored, and we can sort it by saturation. If you sort it by hunger restored and then hold down shift, you'll see that this glowing bread is beautiful. 20 food, 1 saturation. 18 food, 1.6 saturation. And if you mouse through these for a while, you'll notice that most of them have 1.6 saturation. That's the max. 18 tends to be the max. If we scroll down here a little further, we'll start to get to 14. A little further, 12. A little further, yeah, etc. Right? It's in order. But even then, you can still find things with a lower food, but still a high saturation. What I've settled on is the yogurt. And these have 1.2 saturation, so not the max. And they only have 8 food, so not the max. But why make something just because it's the best? Why not make something because it's fun? I was kind of thinking of pizza. It was a little more complicated. I really wanted the epic bacon, but the epic bacon uses actual dyes, and you can't replace the dyes with the Botania dyes. So that was a little disappointing. But yogurt is going to be pretty easy to make, and we're going to automate parts of it. Let's turn it to day here. Okay, now that it's day, it's hitching a little. Let's come over here, ignore the fact that the wind farm has expanded, and we look at this little setup. It's a farming station, if you look in the upper left corner by Ender.io, and above it we have the advanced solar generator from Mechanism. And we take these out so there's room, and it harvests everything, and it replants that. And eventually, we can come through here and maybe put a pipe underneath to suck out the items automatically. Maybe put them into some barrels or whatever, boxes, crates, really whatever we have or want. And we got the little wormies here, which are kind of acting as cheap bone meal. Get out of here. Now we could just plant one of these things and just make one of these, but I think it's fun to have the different varieties. And perhaps in future we might even expand to have all the different varieties and then give them out as gifts. Maybe. It's an idea. So to make the yogurt, it's very simple. You take the yogurt, you take the fruit, and you get the raspberry yogurt in this case. If you don't do that, you have half the food value. The reason I think 8 is enough is because if you look here, right, we have what is essentially 20 points. So 10 will get you halfway. The thing is, nobody, most people, don't wait until they're halfway down on their food, right? Typically, it's like, oh, I got a few haunches gone. Let's eat. And I'm done. So, really, I don't think we're sacrificing much by not having the best food in the game. And it makes it a little more interesting. Now, I'm going to use these 2 items. This is a milk jar. Currently, it does nothing. This is a very damaged anvil, and we might actually end up damaging it slightly more. So the plain yogurt, if we recipe over that, and the texture's a little messed up, if you take a milk bucket and you mix it with the yogurt, you get 2 yogurt. And so you can just keep doing that and duplicating it, essentially. Also, if you mix it with leather, you can get 4. So I suppose in the future, if we wanted to also have some kind of leather farm, we could increase our production exponentially. So where does that leave us? That leaves us with, we want an automated way to get milk. And that will be made much easier if we don't have to... No, that's not going to work at all. Well, how about right here? That's going to work a lot better if we don't have to deal with a cow that can kind of wander around. So we have our milk jar, our cow, and we're going to put the cow in the milk jar. And our slightly is very. And then we pick this up. And we take that with. And now, we have a cow in a jar. Now, I don't know. You know what? Let's... Does that place? No, that doesn't place the way I thought it would. I want it like this. Perfect. Let's place it like that. Now you'll see in the upper left corner that milk stored is going up. And if we have a bucket, we can scoop this out. So let's let that fill up. And let's go get a bucket. And I think a few more machines that we might want to have. Okay, the machine we need is actually this guy right here, the crafter. So let's go ahead and take this down with us. And come back. Does it keep the energy? Yes, it does. And actually, I'm going to need to be able to connect it to the power network. So let's go ahead and look at this guy. Ender Energy Conduits. These are much better than the ones we have been using. These red guys, if we pick one up and we mouse over it, this has a max output of 1,280, whereas this one has a max output of 128,000. 1,000, 128,000. Much better. Now, for most of the stuff, it's not going to matter, but for some of the other things we are doing, it does. This is made with the upgrade of the energetic alloy. So when you get these and you mix it with the ender pearls, out of the system will come this vibrant alloy. And then using this vibrant alloy, place it along here, we can get some more of these. Presto changeo. Bam. Nice. All right, so for now, what shall we do? I'll just put it here. And we will worry about prettification after the fact. Oh, I didn't realize I had it right there. How could... No, I did realize I had it right there. I did it on purpose that way. Everything is planned. Oh, wow, I really don't need this many. With 1,000 milk, gives us 1 bucket. And this texture, I don't know what's up with this texture. And by placing this in here, we automatically get another plain yogurt. I'm gonna have to experiment with this a little to kind of figure it out. Basically, we want one of these to stay in here. And we want this to stay in here. But we also want to pump out the bucket. I don't think this keep one item in every inventory slot is going to work, because the bucket can't stack. So I think that's causing an issue. Well, clearly I'm going to have to do some off-camera experimentation. But while we're at it, let's go ahead and make this crafter from Ender.io and see what this block looks like. And maybe... Oh, what are you doing here? Maybe this might do what we need in a better fashion. Really don't know yet. Yeah, I'll look through this, and I'll look through this, and I'll puzzle through this, and we'll come right back, and hopefully I'll have something interesting to show you. Okay, so I have something sort of working. So here's the crafter, and it's kind of a crazy mess. I will possibly clean it up if I can. I'll do that off camera though. So we have the crafter tier 1. The Ender.io solution wasn't gonna do what I needed, so I have to think about where to start here. First of all, this starts with 1 yogurt in here. And the recipe, we have it set to all. So all items in the input slots are consumed. It doesn't try to leave anything behind. That's important, otherwise the bucket gets stuck in the system. And the result of the crafting operation will go to the output buffer. So everything will go here. It's the only way we can extract items from the machine. You cannot take them from this blue area. Okay, then we have this guy, the mechanical user. He's simply trying to click on the block with whatever item he has. We're going to give him the bucket. The bucket is going to right-click on the cow in a jar. It's going to take the milk. This is set to only let milk buckets out, take anything in. And this is set to only take empty buckets out and let anything in. So in reality, the only items that can go through here are the bucket. As soon as the bucket gets put in here, it's going to get put in the input slot. And then it's going to craft it. On to activate. Let's basically disable this so we can look at it step by step. Gonna pop this in here. We should see it turn into a milk bucket briefly. It takes it, and it gets taken because now it matches the filter. And it should be in here. And if we set that to craft, it takes these out. It gets another milk bucket. And it should get another plain yogurt. Okay, see, that's where the issue is going to be. It's in round robin mode. So what I'm hoping is there's 2. So it's going to put 1 in here and 1 in there. But maybe that's not quick enough. Maybe if we set this to in and out, what's it going to do? It's going to extract self-feed enabled, round robin enabled. Yeah, so let's see how that works. I wish I could put 2. Oh, I can. Oh, good. See, sometimes it's putting 2 here. Sometimes it's putting 1. Is that number growing? I'm going to watch it a little bit. 31. Doot, doot, doot. 35. And all the yogurt is gone. There's got to be a simple way to fix this. Okay, I have solved it. Sort of. I don't like the solution. It's not elegant. But first, how do I... dang it, Dolan. Anvil upgrades. Got it. There we go. Why would we want this? Because Dolan's a jerk, that's why. Now, how do I do it? How do... Dang it, Dolan. So I don't know if you can hear anything. I can't because I listen with my headphones on 30%, but apparently there's... he hid my sound block, and I don't know where it is. And this thing is supposed to let me see sound, but I don't think I'm activating it. Friendly creatures, hostile creatures. One of those is wolves. Oh, that might not make it go away because it's actually a block. Okay, I'm just going to do that for now. I just want to show you this, and then I'm going to make it nicer. I simply changed this and this to basically bounce these back and forth. Basically, what that's doing, if I understand it correctly, is all of these will leave this machine and come back. But because they left here, they won't then go back. Maybe? Maybe not. Maybe it's just because they're in the input. I don't know the science of why it works. All I know is I made all these other slots invalid by placing basalt there and saying remember. And so the smart, dumb way is we always have a stack here. We'll make sure that we always have at least one in here. That's all I really need to make sure there's some for crafting. And then anything that goes over here will be... I'm thinking the problem is if I then have something that's taking from this, basically depleting this, like we take it all. We take it all. Then when this crafts something, what happens? I think we're going to slowly deplete our stock. There's nothing in there. Have a bucket of milk. It makes 2. The 2 go back. But they go back because they're not here. If they were to go here and then instantly get pulled away, they wouldn't be here to go back. You see what I'm saying? I guess let's just test it. This gets set to insert. This gets set to extract all the time. And it put 2 there. And this is a 64. Let's see what happens though, however, if we add some more milk into the system. 1, 2, 3. You know what? It seems to prioritize going back before it gets stuck over here. Actually, I think it's probably going like this. And it's only going down this way when it can't go back in. I think this has a higher priority. Now, there is a priority system. Oh. So now I'm wondering if I go back to the round robin, but I just actually utilize the priority system, if it will always make sure at least 1, possibly 2. Okay, I'm going to play with this more. Thank you, Dolan, for this wonderful gift. I'm really excited that you gave it to me. So excited. Well, viewers, look at this. Look at this. Now, I just edited the footage that I have so far. And I think like I've explained this enough. Even in the editing, I cut a lot out. So basically, we're just going to look. And the basic idea is everything that I've been doing, I'm still doing it. I just made it much more compact. So you got all these connection points where there's certain things can go out, certain things can go in, and it just keeps everything flowing. So I'll put the fruit in here, and it combines it with the yogurt. And the only problem is, once this is empty, once this has no yogurt in it, it will make all the blueberry, first, simply because it's in the first slot. It's not that big a deal. So, all we got to do is done. Beautiful. Now you hear the cows. Oh my gosh. You hear the cows, and that's because the milk in a jar doesn't just work fast enough. So I just got these guys and just the milk machine. And I think there's maybe 4 buckets in the system. And they're just moving along. And as soon as we put some fruit in the system, actually, I think it'll start crafting. I could probably automate this further, but it's not necessary. And I suppose, just to call it completely done. There you go. Kind of poetic, because I had to use the note block that was being used first for me to troll Dolan, then for Dolan to troll me to make the muffler. And with that, we have our yogurt machine. Wow. So that's what it feels like to make a real episode. I think I actually spent the same amount of time that I would if I had just recorded for an hour straight and then cut it down to 2 or 3 episodes. I don't know, but I do like the traditional style a little more, I gotta say, when I'm able to do it with a specific mission, and especially when we can accomplish it, mostly. It's okay, but we had a goal and we achieved it, and that feels great. And next episode, we'll talk about that thing. But until then, this has been bRanN. I will see you next video. Have a great day.